energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. If you wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama. Yeah, I got that big D energy. Ain't nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I'll whoop that ass like Michael Obama.
No, Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh gosh. It's okay.
I whip that beat out like Michael Obama.
We already have it with
I got that
Obama,
big
so
energy.
let's just calm down.
Nobody wanna step to me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. I'm a girl, 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 I'm a whip them thing out like Michael Obama. I got that big, big energy. Ain't nobody wanna step back me. And if you really wanna bring that drama, I whip that ass like Michael Obama. Ain't got that clit, bitch. Hung like a llama. I whip that dick out like Michael Obama.
Can't you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing who our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, misfits, entertaining cunnilingus, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, misfits, entertaining cunnilingus, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, culture, making it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
Up, big up, big up. Happy Friday night, and welcome back to another episode of the Secret Society of Good Guys. We have all the OG good guys tonight so people can get their panties out of a twist because they are not okay. Timelines are not okay if we're not all on panel together at least once a week. So make sure, if you feel so sweet, to hit the like and subscribe and follow everyone on the stage, and make sure you go to paranoidamerican.com and get yourself some new stickers. And hi, good guys.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. Fantastic. Glad to be back. I went MIA for a little bit.
You went MIA?
Yeah, welcome
Yeah.
back. It's been like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 weeks, yeah.
Good
2
guys,
weeks.
good guys.
The 1 week, oh my God. It was just like I couldn't. I was in physical pain. And then last week, it was our friend's birthday. So, you know, Friday night is big out here. So, yeah. I'm back.
So did you have fun on
Yeah.
the time away from the good guys?
Yeah, they opened this place called Tootsie's. So it's like this huge, like 3-floor establishment, and it's like huge, live bands all the time, and it's like nice southern style.
Southern style.
If
What do
you
you
spend
think?
too much time away from the good guys, do you start turning back into a bad guy?
I don't know. I wouldn't say bad guy, but I had fun. It was nice. It was just a bunch of us girls. We hung out. We stayed out till like 2 and then went home. And that was it.
Any
Woke up with a hangover.
news in the last 2 weeks that you feel like you need to catch up the audience with on your thoughts of anything? Aliens, China, anything going on lately that you were like, shit, I had to talk to everybody about this?
No, honestly, sometimes it's nice to just unplug for a little bit. Because I felt like my brain was like just on overload with so much information and constantly being in the now, constantly. It was just like, I don't even care. I don't even want to know. Who cares? It's all a fucking movie. The only thing I was doing is just keeping my eye on Ingersoll Lockwood. That's
The
it.
website, ingersolllockwood.com.
I think
It is
being in the
interesting.
now is overrated sometimes. The whole be
Sometimes,
here now stuff.
sometimes it's just too much.
Where do you want to be in
know?
the past?
I don't know, maybe
Future?
bounce around a little bit of variety. Jump into the future, jump into the past, maybe go off into like some other like non-linear. You know who lived in the
Let's
now?
play on the
show?
Tesseract, right?
Well,
Yeah, it's a Tesseract. Jump around the Matrix.
Yeah.
Well, I was thinking along the
with you.
lines this past week that we're hallucinating everything, and the idea of that, like, we predict the future, so we create a reality that we live in. So it's like our brains kind of slow everything down because it processes it so fast. And I'm just in that idea. Is like, hey, maybe it's just fucking hallucinations, imagination, hallucinations, dreaming, hallucinations, reality. A big fucking hallucination.
Well,
And
like,
yeah.
case in point, whatever we talked about on the show, it always comes up, right? Or like last week, right after our live stream, Brittany posts the snake with the S, like, which is literally in our logo for Secret Society of Good Guys. But then, like, Summer was going off about all the different, cocaine sharks and fentanyl shrimp and all the different animals. And stuff. So then she sends me and Chaney, like, after that, vaping squirrels.
What the?
And somebody in our chat, like 2 weeks ago, like, did a comment after the show, and it had a cigarette and it had a squirrel, and I was like, so I
What
I
the
had just looked at the comments and I sent it to Summer right after. I was like, shut up. Now we got smoking squirrels.
Well,
Abby, I feel like something could be up with your mic.
Okay.
yeah, it's like
All right.
It's like coming in and out. Like it's not it's not quite robot, but there's an occasional static on it.
You need to jiggle it.
Uh-huh.
You need to jiggle stuff.
It's like orange too.
Oh, you
so
see,
I
you
don't
sound
know.
way deeper now. Your settings on your mic might be trying to pick up like close, but you're too far from it. So it's staticky in between. I know that sounds so crazy, but
You got to get up on that thing.
yeah, you just have to talk closer to
Get
it.
up
Maybe
on that
it's like
thing.
the
I don't
gap
know.
in between.
I am really
is
close,
causing
but
it.
it's red, so I don't
more
know why it's
video
red.
is
Lights are
going.
normally not red on it. So
Nah, it's still staticky a little bit, regardless. It could just be
Yeah.
internet things. I don't know. It's weird.
I'm not-
That's weird.
It's officially a show.
It's official. The sound is good.
Yeah.
It ain't real until there's something on the something.
That's
weird
when the
happens with
magic
sound.
starts.
I know. So anything go down in your week, Thomas?
Do what now?
Anything go down in your week?
What's this show that he had that you guys were talking about? I haven't had
I
a
did
chance to watch
a
it.
debate show last Sunday where I was debating adrenochrome with a non-believer. Although to be fair, I think that he never had even heard of adrenochrome until like the week before, and was basically doing a decent job of just trying to shut down the conversation of adrenochrome. But I think I've got a pretty well-established timeline, and I've got the names and the dates and the documents. So I was using it to help steelman my argument for the book that I've been writing for years. So now I've got a much better idea of the most convincing aspects of all my adrenochrome research. So it was like a 3-hour, maybe no, I think it was like a 5-hour debate.
Was it intense? Like,
I mean, as intense as it gets. There was a few times when I did have to sort of dominate and talk over him a little bit, and I think that he maybe lost. It wasn't like rated or anything, but I think that in debate terms, he lost some points because at a few points he was like, "Shut the fuck up!" Like he couldn't get a word in edgewise. So I in retrospect, the one thing that I think I should have done better is that whenever he did like a "shut the fuck up" thing, I should have just had like a cool like little.
Mm-hmm.
I know,
Got him.
I know
Like,
you
point, like,
just lick your finger and like.
And because I realized to emphasize for the audience like that, technically that was a point. If you weren't paying attention,
That's it, Layla. Look at. Oh, wait,
That's it,
Abbie.
literally.
But it went well. I mean, it's been since high school since I was in an actual
That was me, Abbie. Don't
debate
leave.
about anything at all. So, and I came in second. I came in second in like a debate competition in high school, and that was the last time I cared about debating anything with anybody.
Honestly,
I thought
that's the
another
best way to
thing
go
that if
about
I
it.
were going to say points on the debate, I think when you take whatever the subject is and automatically clarify it in your argument for the audience. So before he even started, he flat earth QAnon'd you. Like he put those two words into every time. Well, this is just part of flat earth QAnon. And it's like, but it isn't. Like it was just like it, but I didn't know that was his whole shtick was to argue flat earth. Like that's his.
Yeah, his name's Craig, but he goes by FTFE, which is like something flat earth. So he specializes in doing. I think he's done like 30 or 40 plus flat earth debates. And my favorite part about the adrenochrome topic is that you can sneak it in and people are going to assume off the bat, oh, this is going to be some crazy QAnon retard nonsense, right? And that they're just going to be able to easily dismantle it. And I'm convinced that anybody that even has to do the small research, like, okay, let me find out what kind of points I can refute. I guarantee you they're like, oh shit, like this is related to MK Ultra and the Freemasons. I can see this thing's got legs. That's weird.
Even to debate you, though, I think they have to look up enough that they're like, oh my gosh, this is a real substance.
Yeah,
this isn't
100%.
just a movie substance.
That's the most fun part, because in the back of my mind, even if someone shows up to refute it, like for example, when we started, he basically made a concession to every single point that I was trying to make. So, I mean, I wanted to still do the debate in the terms of provide the content and like give information out there. But he like literally as he was doing his opening, he was like, okay, let me concede a few things. Yeah, I found out that they were funded by the Freemasons. Yes, there's overlap directly between adrenochrome, MK Ultra. I was almost wanting to just be like, all right, well, see you guys next week. You know what I mean?
I thought it was funny. Like
I
he
win.
laid out the thing. He kind of conceded, and his big argument that he was going to attack is the amount of money that the Scottish Freemasons first.
And there's a technical term for that within debate. It's called it's called claim inflation or something like that. And if I had known the name for what that was, I could have just called it for what it is. Like, oh, that's a claim inflation. But I did every time that he would try and start inflating claims, I'd be like, let me just restate the exact debate here. And the debate was that it was Freemason funded and that it turned into MK Ultra research. So every time he added this extra qualifier of, oh, well, they didn't donate as much as another source, or, oh, you don't have the exact receipt and amount of this MK Ultra project. So I was able to, I think, navigate those decently. But if I had known the name of the thing that he was doing, which was claim inflation.
And Layla, if you want to check out this, you can go to the Raging Tomato, and then it carries over on her after channel. But it's Thomas is on it, and he's on 2 debates. Like one's the adrenochrome debate, and then like 2 weeks before that, maybe a little less, he does. What was the other debate that you did?
Eugenics, which was actually directly related to the adrenochrome research.
I thought it was such a clever way to work it in that I was even saying, because I've been harassing Sarah a little bit, do a flat earth debate, but not with this guy. Sometimes people actually, I know it's a debate show, but if you're also trying to relay information, you can't just have somebody there that's a wedge in the conversation, that's just like figuring out semantics to try to disarm your one word at a time instead of like debating the actual idea.
The actual premise.
Yeah, it becomes like exhausting a little bit, like just tiring as a viewer.
Have you ever seen an actual modern debate that they do in like high school or college now?
No.
Like, have you ever
It's been
looked
so
up one
long since
last
I've
10
seen
years?
one, but I was in debate as a youngster.
So I'm gonna blow your mind. If you look up a modern debate, how it goes on right now in the 21st century, it's no longer like the rhetorical skills. Basically, what happens is that the person will like nonstop talk and they'll have like an entire thing written out and they just read it as fast as they can. And when I say as fast as they can, I mean that you can't even understand what they're saying, which used to be the most important part of debate, was to have like a convincing rhetorical way that you spoke. Now they don't have to do that. They just read as fast as they can and cram as much information as they can into like whatever their argument is, and then they just kind of go back and forth like that. Like it's no longer the way that you think it is.
Like scripted?
It's not just scripted, but it's weird because it's so odd that you can't understand the points they're making unless you have everything like typed out and you're also reading along with it, which is like, why are they even speaking out loud?
I actually watched this Cambridge student, I think, like debate Charlie Kirk, and it was interesting.
Those I'm talking about like academic, like rule debates where you get points. Yeah, outside of the front of like a class where you've got Alex Stein is kind of filling in for Charlie Kirk now. I don't know what happened to Charlie Kirk, but Alex Stein's doing it now.
Yes,
but like
I've been noticing
the
that.
debate.
He's good enough to do it. The thing that I always bring up about Alex Stein is he can actually debate the flat earth better than most people that I've no one would guess it about him because everything he says is political. That's not his shtick, but he is a hardcore flat earther. That's one of the ways I met him and became like kind of tight with him because I was like, what? And he just knew all these facts about flat earth way back when, and I was kind of blown away. So it'll be interesting if the debates lead there ever on the college campus. If SSGG sends a plant in when we find out Alex Stein is going to be at one of these things, and we have him talk about the globe. We send a plant to make Alex come out about it as a flat earther.
Somebody tag Alex Stein.
We can call him on air like it's the White House.
But can we talk about your Bad Masons episode? That was good.
Well, let's talk about your thing first.
Okay, yeah.
Because
we just built a brand new school. Yeah. And it happened like a couple weeks ago. And I
Wait,
totally
what happened?
forgot this. Well, we built a brand new elementary school and they sent out an email a couple days before that they were going to do like the Freemasons were going to come and dedicate the building. And I totally missed it for whatever reason. Like I don't have the announcements don't come through in my office or whatever. So I didn't hear it and I forgot about it. But apparently, like the whole school, like all these little kids, pre-K and up are out there for over an hour. And I'm thinking this is going to take just like maybe 5-10 minutes. It was an hour-long ritual. And like these are like the teachers came in and they were talking about it. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I missed it. I wanted to see that so bad. I can't believe it went on for an hour. And a couple of the teachers like, it was really weird. It was an actual like rituals. They're like, there was oil and water and I think corn. And then they talked about how like all these Masons, like they were wearing these weird hats. And then they came up and like, were like scraping a little bit of this mortar onto a brick. She's like, and it's supposed to be like a time capsule, but I didn't even see a time capsule in it. And she's just like talked about how each one like scraped a little bit of the mortar onto the brick or whatever. And I don't know, they were weirded out big time. I was like, I can't believe I missed this. I have to ask Thomas about it.
Did no one record it?
No, I don't think so. But like they were I just saw the looks on their face and like, Well, I don't feel like comfortable talking about it here, so we'll have to
I'm
talk about it
surprised
later,
they still
Abbie.
do it. I mean, I understand from both sides why, but you're absolutely right. I can imagine someone watching this in the 21st century and just being like, "What the hell are they doing? Why are they being so weird?"
Yeah. So, I don't know. What can you tell us, Thomas?
I can
I'm
tell
so
you
curious.
everything about
Okay,
it.
tell me everything.
It's all about Solomon's temple, and they have these different tools that basically I want to explain it in practical terms, and we can talk about like all the esoteric crap. But like the practical version is that for the school, it sounds cooler to have officially raised by Masons and ceremony on such and such date. Like it makes it feel like a more established kind of building. And there's also something in it for the school to participate in this, even if the teachers and the admin think it's weird or creepy, because if they partner up with a Masonic lodge, they're also sort of unlocking connections to donors, because potentially anyone that's in that lodge could be a donor for a million different reasons that a school might need funding for. So it's a
Yeah,
no-brainer to get in with that.
the Masonic Lodge and the Eastern Star have been big donors, especially in the last several years. But
And then like Kiwanis Club and Rhodes Club and like all the different things, but like it's just one extra source for the school to tap for donors and connections to other city officials and business owners. And so that's the practical reason why a school would have these weird Masons come and do like a whole ceremony thing, right? The reason the Masons care about it, like their incentive, is it's literally the only thing left to connect them to like all this symbolism and stuff. It's literally Masons and that building foundations and laying foundations and all this, but Masons have been what you would call speculative and not operative for the last 2 centuries. Speculative meaning that like they're just kind of on the couch and they're like, this is, if I was to build a building, like I don't know how to build a building, but if I were to, here's how I would do it. And it's all kind of like spiritual woo-woo version of it. Operative Masons from back in the day, those were the OG Masons that actually knew how to put together a building, and they knew how to form the great, archways and everything like that. And that was like where the original secret knowledge was supposed to be baked into the stone. But something around like 200 years ago, people stopped being operative Masons and they started inviting all the royalty and all the other like white collar guys, and then it turns into strictly speculative. So anyways, that the main reason is that literally if they weren't invited to do public buildings, they wouldn't have any sort of like Masonic rituals out in the public that were related to actual Masonry. It's the only way they can kind of do it. The other reason is that it just like keeps them established in the community. It gives another reason to have a building that's going to last hopefully 50 to 100 years that says Mason. So it's like a recruitment tool.
So on the schools and stuff, I remember my elementary school, it had, the little brick that had like time capsule brick or whatever, but I swear it was like for like 5,996 or something like that. I was like, why is it
Well, it's
so?
because the Masons operate on a different calendar.
Okay, I was gonna say it has to be different, right?
Yeah, you basically just subtract whatever the difference is from the year it currently says to the actual year, and they have their own sort of like year system. And that's one. There's like a whole list of advantages. The other big one is the time capsule thing, is they're supposed to do a whole time capsule ceremony, so that now there's another reason for the school to get together and go and like undo this time capsule. Remember you were talking about the hour-long ceremony?
Yeah.
That hour-long ceremony is another reason for all the school administrators to get their pictures taken and, be in the newsletter and everything. So it's just kind of like this PR campaign. Like at the end of the day, it's silly. It's silly because they're not doing anything really They do a little bit of corn and the oil.
Yeah, why the corn?
So that's references to Bible passages about King Solomon's temple. So it's
Okay.
It's supposed to represent like divine favor, harvest, and prosperity, and basically just like that this school or this building will be successful, and everything that happens in it is going to be successful.
So did they bury a body under the foundation?
If they want to protect it from other spirits, they did, yeah.
Okay. Wow. That'll be interesting someday.
Well, I mean, isn't that what the Catholic Church does?
Yeah, that's what I was like, maybe it's there.
I think everyone used to do that at some point.
Yeah. All over Europe, right? Like everywhere.
Aren't these structures like connected to like really important ley lines? And aren't these ley lines somehow like energy vortexes or something like that?
Well, she's just talking about a school, like a public school that just got built. So I don't know if public schools get prime real estate on ley lines or not. I think that's
I don't
a
know.
stronger argument for like the buildings in DC or in capital cities. I think it was like Boston, Philadelphia or something, that they're all lined up on a certain ley line within, if you give it like a 2.5 mile sort of like error.
Is there like a brick now on it that says founded by the Masons with the year?
I can't see the front of the building yet because it's still a construction zone. It's it's not turned over yet. Like it's almost done.
It should say cornerstone laid in ancient form and then have the year. That should be what the saying would be or something like that.
Cornerstone laid in what?
In ancient form. Which again sounds way more impressive than like we opened a new building today. You know what I mean?
Is it a nice building?
Yeah, it's really nice. Like we've been operating in part of it's been like a 4-year project. You know, they built the part that I'm in now, like, and then they tore down the old school over last summer, and then they had to finish. So we haven't necessarily like it's been like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. We're in phase 3 right now. So phase 3 is almost finished, but it won't open till, well, we'll probably get the keys officially soon, but it's not ready for everyone to move in. It's not fully inspected. So
I love that the people that saw it were like, yeah, it was weird. What are they doing? Because that's the only normal reaction, to see some guy like dressed up as a penguin and like doing weird things with old tools that no one even uses anymore, and then bringing out like, you know, biblical oils and pouring it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, how did I miss this? I was so mad at myself.
It's weird. Like they're literally anointing it like they're out of the Bible.
Yeah, well, because they come and they do like all the award ceremonies and stuff, and they give like the Masonic like whatever award to certain students and everything, and that's always kind of like weirded me out. But then they also do this big old presentation for the teachers of the year, and I'm like, wow, they've stepped up their game in our community.
Vampires.
Yeah, it's not like that in every community. A lot of them, they're like super passive, or they have no money to do anything like cool like that.
Yeah, we're a pretty well funded school for a little tiny school. It's kind of rich.
It's rich.
Get some vervain or some garlic.
You're gonna have to go
bring
through
it
the school
around
when you
ya.
get the keys, Abbie, and see.
Salt water.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get holy water and anoint the corners like you do everything else.
May as well.
You go through there with it. You know what you should do is get the other ladies that were like, "This is weird," and you were like, "We should walk through it with Sage," because they saw Masons and thought it was weird. You turn them to witches.
Well, you know, I am in like a Native America here, like
This is the
Indian territory. That's what Oklahoma was called, like until
Oh, then they're ready for
19-something.
it. They're going to teach
Yeah.
you something. They'll
Sage
be
will
like,
be
"Oh,
here.
I have
They
Maybe
it."
something they do. Yeah,
A lot of Native Americans got converted to Masons.
really.
Yeah, like huge numbers.
Well, I could see that because technically, like everyone here, you wouldn't know. People will be like red hair and blue eyes, but they are like blooded Native American. They're recognized by the tribe. They have their full Indian benefits and everything. It's wild, but so like my school is like 67% Native American.
By the way, did you know vervain is a real thing? It's a real plant.
Hervain?
Vervain?
Vervain.
I never heard of it.
Mm-mm.
Oh my god, it's part of what's that vampire show with Elena and the two brothers, Stefan and
Vampire Diaries?
Yeah, there you go.
I never seen it, but I knew what you were talking
have.
about.
So
I don't know about
apparently
the last
vervain.
vampire show I saw was like True Blood, I think.
True Blood's
Yeah,
so
I
good,
watched.
top tier.
I haven't watched True Blood that much, here and there. I have HBO, so hopefully it's on there.
True Blood feels like something that would be on CW.
I thought it was on HBO when
Yeah.
it came
Well,
out.
it was on HBO, but it like
Uh,
and they show like boobs once in a while, but
I feel
otherwise
like
it
it
feels like a
opens up
The
with a
books had really
vampire.
good sex scenes. I won't lie. The books were better than
The whole entire show opens up with a vampire sex scene. That's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like
Mm.
this. Like the whole entire show, you're like, this is aggressive and fast.
Well, especially because like Anne Rice's vampires actually don't have sex, so it's like
I mean, they got to
More
reel the
sense.
audience in, and sex sells apparently. So I guess it
does.
worked.
It actually
I-
makes more sense to me that vampires don't have sex because how do they have blood flow to their dick?
Well, because
Unless they die with rigor
allegedly
mortis.
Osiris, like Osiris and Isis were the original vampires, and that's why he didn't have a penis anymore. It wasn't that it wasn't physically there; it just didn't work.
Hmm. Well,
Interesting.
definitely. It doesn't make sense that it could.
Mm-mm.
So
Maybe
it's
it's the
all
blood.
vampire prostates.
Maybe it's the blood that they suck that keeps them alive for a certain amount of time. So that's why they have to keep sucking blood to like keep that essence of them kind of going, probably.
It is kind of weird that they make vampires so sexual, but that's not it at all.
Yeah,
They always
like
make
the
the
blood is the
lure
sexual
of
thing
them,
for
yeah, of them like, oh, they're so sexual, but really, no, they're just drinking blood.
yeah.
Oh, that
They just thirsty.
Nosferatu. He's such a hottie.
Isn't that crazy how it became hot vampires?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like
Because they were
sexy
scary
vampires.
before.
You know what it is too? I think that like Victorian era stuff, it kind of pulls in a female audience a little bit harder than male
Yeah.
audience for whatever reason. So there's like a reason to lean into it.
It really does. Like I love the version of Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt in the Victorian era. It's just there's something about it. That's what that movie made me fall in love with vampires. I was young. I watched it. I was
Interview
like,
with a Vampire, yeah.
oh my god! And that was it. I was hooked.
Same.
Yeah, sexy vampires. They wanted it to be sexy vampires. Even True Blood is all sexy vampires. But
Bill
then
wasn't sexy though. Gotta say
Not the
that.
main character
Eric was,
guy.
though.
What was his
Yeah.
name?
Bill.
Eric
I didn't
and
think he was
Vampire
cute.
Bill. But they weren't even
Eric
the only
Northman
two
was, though,
vampires.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm a lesbian. There was some hot lady vampires.
Yeah, the hot lady vampires were definitely a thing in True Blood.
Sorry, I wasn't even thinking about the dudes.
I was like, the guys were not hot.
And
Or-
Pam was a
Bill
bad
wasn't.
bitch. Like Pam was a bad bitch.
She
Out of all
was.
the ride or dies that there's ever been in shows, she had her her man's back. Like very few get their man's back throughout their whole lifetime. Like she
Yeah.
was never gonna turn on him, and it's so rare that that's the case ever with villains. Like people that are like, they're not, benevolent. I don't know. I think True Blood is like my favorite, but I think I like
I
True
wanna
Blood
watch
so
it.
much because they mix so much ancient lore. And I know Anne Rice does that too. With Anne Rice, this is a little bit of the problem that I have with Anne Rice is I feel like we have to keep starting at the beginning. It's like the Superman story or Batman tale. How many times do we have to start at the beginning?
I
Like, just
know.
move on. Do one of the other books. Like, there's a million other comics. We don't always need, and now my take on the start of the story. No, just let the start of the story have already been done and take your take on one of the other 200 versions. Like, there's other things to take your take on.
Because I
It's
think they
'cause they
fucked it up when they
constantly
put out that
want
movie
us-
Queen of the Damned with Aaliyah.
Oh, yeah,
it was
Alicia,
it was
right?
horrible. I watched people who and I could tell that they had read the books because I was in the theater watching it, and the people who had read the books got pissed off and walked out because it was that bad. Like it
It
love the
wasn't
movie.
for them though. That
love
movie
the
was not
soundtrack.
for book readers.
it wasn't at all, and so
Oh,
it was like it was hard for everyone to watch it. So it's like
That one was for like
So they
people
had
that
to kinda-
didn't get the original and didn't read any of the books, and they were just trying to get like a younger non-reading demographic in. And I think it worked because it became like it was also her last role, right? Like before she died.
yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I think it was the last thing she did before. Like I think she died before it came out, so it had like a legacy of her. And I just want to point out my two favorite vampires flicks are probably Dusk Till Dawn, the Quentin Tarantino one.
so
So that
good.
one,
Yeah.
and the Blade series, like the original Blade.
Yes.
Good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's good
So
too.
good.
From Dusk Till Dawn is pretty freaking dope. It's a good one. I
I thought you were gonna
appreciate the
say
way there's
Twilight
no
and surprise us.
CGI in it. Like it's all old school, like special effects. So it's like it feels like an older movie even than it is because he went
Selma
with all
Hayek,
that.
I mean, she's so hot.
Yeah.
And that was one movie that I put it on just randomly and had no idea it was a vampire movie. Because when you watch it, the first half, there's no indication that it's a vampire movie. It's just about these
Yeah.
like kidnappers that jump into like a Winnebago and they're like going to Mexico. So I'm just watching this, and then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, did this just turn into a freaking vampire movie like 45 minutes in? That's the
Same.
best way to watch it. So I already ruined it for anyone that hasn't seen it. You're welcome.
It really is. Like you're so surprised and you're like, where's this gonna
What
go?
is going on here?
It
Yeah.
was already legit interesting just being about the kidnappers.
Yeah,
Quentin Tarantino is the most annoying part of that whole movie.
he is.
I know
think
he
he's
always has
playing
to put
himself for
himself
real
in there.
in that role.
Yeah, he always has
Uh-huh.
to put himself in those things. Yeah, he's creepy AF in that.
He's the guy with the foot fetish, right?
Foot fetish. Yeah. But you know what the weird thing about him? Besties with Harvey Weinstein, who actually was
yeah.
just acquitted today, I think, or hung jury today. But Harvey Weinstein was dragged in a weird way. He was like the fall guy for the entirety of Hollywood from the Sony hacks. It's
Well, he
weird.
said he was going to squeal. He said that everyone in Hollywood was doing what he was doing and that he was going to name names. And
Oh,
then he
and-
came down with like a fatal disease, right?
And then a hung jury. Yeah, he was like on death's door and like he had to get wheeled into court and shit. Yeah, but Quentin Tarantino was besties with him, and like all his movies are like Harvey Weinstein backed movies.
Well, some inside baseball too. I was shooting a documentary for Brooklyn Zoo and like it was like an Old Dirty Bastard documentary in the early 2000s, and it was funded by Weinstein. And I was, the more I worked on this thing, so I was working with the rest of the guys from Brooklyn Zoo, Race On and 12 O'Clock, and they were telling me about how Weinstein was like responsible for all these rappers that wanted to make movies and stuff. Like he was the one that was bankrolling all these random, if you go and look for a bunch of crappy early 2000s movies featuring rappers, it's like Weinstein. So as soon as that whole thing dried up, but I believe that was facilitated through Quentin Tarantino, because it was right around the same time that RZA from Wu-Tang ends up hanging out with Quentin Tarantino and becoming good friends. In fact, they joined that Wu-Tang Forever tour. I think it was 2006 or something. And I think that's when they first connected. And that's when all these other dots started to connect. And then I guess 10 years later, Weinstein takes a nosedive, and a lot of those crappy rapper movies immediately stopped getting produced.
Huh? Yeah, he did back all those too. It'd be interesting to go through his entire movie catalog and then who he backed when, like the push of who when for
Yeah, I
like
don't know
the
if you've
psyop
ever-
of it all.
If you've ever read some of the articles about Jeffrey Epstein, where it was like he was funding legitimately interesting projects and like legalization for things that should be legalized. Like he had things that he was funding that were like decent initiatives. And I think it's like the same thing here, that like Weinstein was actually helping fund good movies that wouldn't have been made without him, but also he was a huge scumbag like on the side, just like Jeffrey Epstein was also a huge scumbag on the side, but they were oddly enough like making good things with all of their ill-gotten gains.
Well, I say it all the time. You ain't never hear Jennifer Lawrence, Angelina Jolie, any of these girls come out, Gwyneth Paltrow, and say, oh yeah, I hooked up with Harvey Weinstein and that's why I'm Angelina Jolie. You never hear any of them say it, but it must be true that some of them did, or all the other girls wouldn't have the rumors and the movie studios wouldn't need all these clauses. So it's like kind of curious that you haven't heard one broad in all the pink pussy hats and all the, I'm owning my shit, don't slut shame me, that you haven't heard one of these girls come out and be like, I totally slept my way to the top. Like, so what? It's my body. Only Jolie.com. Like, whatever. But it's like some of these girls obviously did that. Like, Jenny Lawrence did not become the Hunger Games. She was the Hunger Games. She, in fact, Weinstein was hungry and she was like, okay. Like, it just, some people totally played ball. and they're quiet as a church mouse. Like they soft you out of the room, and then they're like, "Have you ever said the N word when no one was around on a black and white video?" And it's like, get out of here, Gal Gadot.
And it's like only the D-listers are the ones that had bad experiences with him, and they all came out and they all had their careers kind of ruined, and there was no like success stories, right? There was no like A-listers that ever came out about it.
Not one person you ever even heard of before. Like, so I'm like, curious. Speaking of like, unless one of you were gonna say something on that.
Well, I was gonna say, did you guys watch the Kevin Hart thing, the comedy, the roast?
Pieces
I've
of
heard
it.
all the outrage.
I saw pieces of it too, but there was like so much hype behind it. I'm like, oh, we should. They're like, we should watch it. We should watch it. I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch it. Really, I really don't. I heard what's his name was hilarious. Shane. What's his
Shane
name?
Gillis.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say that's really funny, because I'm an anti-Chelsea Handler person, and I usually will tell everyone out there I fry the people that I used to like. Like usually the people that I like can know the most information about, it's because I put them on some little weird pedestal somewhere in my world at some point in my life. So Chelsea Child Handler. This bitch, like, she is in the Epstein list. And so it's so funny. She was like one of the names way back when, one of the OG names that was on the OG like boards list when it was going around 4chan. So
why does anyone know who she is, by the way? Was she like an actor, a model, or like?
What I want to
who is
know.
she
Like,
was a
how the fuck
stand-up
is she-
comic, but then she slept with the head exec at E Entertainment Television. And so she got her show on E, which then she had comic panels. So there was a time that the only way you could get seen as a comic on TV was if you did Last Comic Standing or if you sat on Chelsea Handler's table. And she had this huge hierarchy. She was like super cold cunt. So it was like Whitney Cummings and Amy Schumer. It was like everything DEI about our world. Those were the comedians that sat on her kind of table. And I mean, there's a lot of good comedians that that became like a whole, like Christina Pajitsky, Tom Segura's wife, like she was a writer for that show. But it was also a show that was juxtaposition to the Kardashians. So there wasn't a show that Chelsea came on that she didn't talk about how much she hated the Kardashians, but that's constant commercials for the Kardashians on E. So it was this constant just Kardashian wash. So she was kind of like a Jon Stewart political thing, but like an asshole. And that's kind of how she
Like a
built her
Bill Maher.
steam. Yeah, pretty much. It was like all the same kind of exact shit with the shtick. So one of the funny things, before she even comes up, Shane to introduce her, he goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea Handler is a Zionist."
That was epic.
Then he goes, "Yep." Like he didn't have a punchline. There wasn't like a continue on. He was just like,
it was so funny. Just so you know.
It was so good.
Mhm.
And Tony got on one. You could tell the boys that hated her from the comedy club that they came up and they were little door boys and they had no clout. And you could tell that they were like, screw her. Like they could not wait to get on that mic. But she was like the hot topic of the entire show, that it was like personal digs at Chelsea, that they were going to figure out how to go the hardest.
I do remember, not to be like the old man here, but I remember when roasts, like 90% of the roast was about the person they were supposed to be roasting. But for the last like 5 to 10 years, now a roast is just who's here at this event that I can poke at directly, and it just kind of becomes like a weird free for all. Like, what do they call like a SummerSlam or something, like a WrestleMania thing, you know, where you have no idea what's going to end up happening.
Sorry.
It is kind of nerdy. I have so many little recordings of E Entertainment because Chelsea, every beginning intro of her show, she'd be like, "Hi, girl," like something with girl in it. So I just recorded every single one of these clips. I could probably pull them up now and just play you like so many of them, like, and you'd be like, "Whoa, that's a little psychotic," but it's like that stuff that just stays on your phone and takes up space for the rest of your life, that you're like, why is this voice note here? But anyways.
Did you have those as like your text tones or something?
Probably at some point, but then I just like recorded 2, recorded 3, recorded 4. Then I got obsessive because that's what everything happens like with me. So once I have 4 now, every single time I have to like sit and listen to it, record it up to the like it was so 1980s to hold my phone up to the TV and record it. Anyway, I was.
Have you guys
Chelsea Handler mixtape.
have you looked in at all to the Chud the Builder guy in the court
Chud the
case?
A little
psyop.
bit.
Chud
Is
the
it a
Masonic
psyop?
builder.
Yeah, he was just mad random.
He just feels like nothing about him is organic. The same way
Yeah.
as the guy punching himself in his clavicular, the same as Tate, the same as Andrew Wilson, the same as there. It's like there's this movement of fake red pill that is just meant to like make people dopey as shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, I'm going to do this with words, but eventually somebody's going to do this to me. And the whole thing just feels like a work. Like they're just trying to egg on some kind of
Free
racial
speech
divide.
thing.
Dude, I wouldn't want
telling
to
you.
sign up for that psyop job where like you go out and give the hard N in public like constantly and then end up in jail, which is going to be predominantly hard N word. You know what I mean? Like now you've got to actually deal with something I mean, in this
Chud
world
the
where even
Aryan.
Epstein's, 3 or 4 guards go and take a break, like it seems like this guy's guards could easily take a break.
It's giving get people used to the idea that free speech is not going to be a thing sooner or later, and it will be like Demolition Man where people are getting fined for just saying anything really. And not only fined, but you probably get flagged on your like identity profile that they have of everybody at this point. So it's
Like
like
the XM PayPal thing.
yeah, it's like certain people will get charged more for a certain thing rather than other people. So like if you're a better citizen, you're going to pay less. If you're, not so good citizen, you're going to be end up paying more for things. So it's going to be all based on behavior. And that's going to fucking suck. And thank God I don't have kids. So
we're not creating that reality. Highest possible timeline.
It's
we're
the
not
judges
creating
that are
it.
creating that reality. It's not necessarily the system.
It's collective. So if we all think that's gonna happen, then like we'll make it happen.
I hope it's not going to happen. I don't want it to
Reality is a
happen,
mirror.
but it's
Slip
like
versus wave, it's the observer effect. So whatever you decide it's gonna be is what you're gonna get.
yeah.
Well, the funny part
Fear-based.
is he's all like, okay, first A, second A. So he like practices his first A to use his second A and then shoots himself.
Yeah.
It's like the whole story
It
of
writes
what
itself,
yeah, it's like, oh, see what happens every time you guys get the second, like somebody is bound to get hurt. That like you guys can't even handle your first A, and then you use your second A to protect your 1A, and then you hurt yourself 100% of the time. You need us to control both those things. from
Yeah,
you.
and also I've randomly seen him for the past 3 weeks on my timeline on the internet. I didn't know who he was. I've never heard of him before this past 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden I hear this. I'm like,
Right, he gets
okay,
boosted organically like a month or 2 before all of a sudden it's in the news for everybody.
It was the exact same as clavicular's OD. And then it was like I even feel like the Tate boxing match. It's
Wasn't
like
their
they're
dad
making all of them
legitimately-
have their stutter.
Their dad was legitimately CIA, right?
Same as Tucker Carlson. I think
Don't
it's
you
crazy.
dare say
Not
anything
this
bad
week.
about Tucker.
Don't you say anything about Tucker because Owen hung out with him. That means he's a good guy. It's like on the weeks that Sam Tripoli hangs out with Joe Rogan, everyone's like, big up Joe. But Joe used to know. Joe's a good announcer on UFC. And I'm like, but is he? I don't know. Tucker Carlson, CIA, same as Andy Cooper, and his father, CIA, and once CIA, always CIA. And so to pretend anything different now, it was a wild take.
Well, and also there's 2 parts of Tucker, and I can agree that people can change their minds about stuff, even 180 degrees. But there's 2 specific ones. First one was that he used to be the left side on, what was it, like CNN or MSNBC, but I think it was MSNBC. He used to be the blue, bow tie guy, not the red bow tie guy. So he played for the other team and kind of did like a switch at some point and became this conservative guy because it worked better for him. The other big thing, which is way harder for me to sort of get over, but again, 20 years ago, so maybe it's different now, but he was roasting people on Fox right after 9/11 and through the early 2000s, that anyone that talked about maybe it was an inside job or maybe the government knew more than it was sharing, he was straight up calling people like blasphemers. Like, that's blasphemy on the American people. And how dare you? You hate this country. You hate freedom. Like, he was one of those guys. Like, if you ask questions, and now that's a weird 180-degree spin to make, and then also have all these other rumored connections. It's like, if you're gonna do a 180-degree spin, come out and be like, I went to the CIA for this training thing, and like just spill everything on the table and do like a full transparency disclosure. But in absence of that, it just makes me feel that he can just spin and do whatever position he needs to be put in to just get his credibility wherever he needs to be in that pocket.
Like,
Or maybe he just sees that the earth is flat now.
Well, he didn't lose credibility by, like, everyone's like, oh my gosh, Tucker got fired from Fox. That was his credibility gain. That was not the credibility lose. The real, everybody was seeing that all of the ratings of that kind of being propagated was dying, and so we had to go to podcasts. So all of a sudden, every single one of those talking heads took a big fucking jump, and now you have Don Lemon podcast, and now you have Tucker Carlson podcast, and now you have, and it wasn't any more real when Chelsea Handler was on Don Lemon talking about the roast on Netflix.
They're making more money directly than having to wait for it to get funneled through Fox or funneled through whatever their network is and then get the royalties out. Like, it's just them getting paid directly. So, and I'm sure they're getting paid more, or at least have way more control over the stuff they want to talk about and the guests they want to have on. It's like a win-win for everybody except for the networks.
I agree. I think it all is Operation Mockingbird.
Yeah.
All of it. Like, all of it. I think I just known too many people that had to fight getting seen for so long, that you see how the people that are inorganic, and then how quickly, even now, whatever is considered the news, whatever is the paper, whatever used to be the paper, they're just running with whatever they saw. Oh, Thomas got a lot of views from this last week. And then they're like, some people think adrenochrome is this. Like, the news is just running with our stories, and it's like, that used to be the news, but now it's just whatever gets the most clicks, the same as most of.
Let's not pretend that hasn't always been the case, even 100 years ago. And the fact that the Pulitzer Prize, you've heard Pulitzer Prize, right? It's like, oh wow, the Joseph Pulitzer Prize, you must be a really great journalist. And you've probably also heard the term yellow journalism before. Like, yellow journalism is basically just clickbait nonsense that's not really backed up by anything. That's the same guy. Joseph Pulitzer is the one that did the yellow journalism, but because, he was a member of the Jekyll Island Hunt Club, and because he had big friends in big places, he got to be all things to all people. But it's almost like the Nobel Prize, right? Like, the guy made dynamite, and they wanted to give like a PR campaign against his name. So now it's supposed to be for good altruistic things, the same way that the Pulitzer Prize is supposed to be for good journalism, even though Pulitzer used to mean like crazy biased clickbait. And that's 100 years ago. So nothing's really changed.
Does it mean Chinese journalism?
Tis.
Do you know who Lily Pulitzer is, Thomas?
Lily Pulitzer? No.
Yeah, there's like a purse that ladies carry, and it's a specific kind of fabric, also a jumpsuit. Like, she has like this like cute little print. Anyways, she's like
related,
the daughter. Yeah. And she's like a big Palm Beach girl. She's like known for the Florida print. So it became like famous. I could pull up some Pulitzer print, but it became famous worldwide. But
It's just interesting to see what happens to like the great grandchildren of some of these industry titans, because they're sort of, depending on how well the rest of the family, you know, did or didn't squander the spoils, but the great grandkids are usually like either the last or the next to last generation that can just coast out and be ultra rich until they start becoming normal people again.
you guys will all know these prints too, and you'll be like, I don't even know anything about fashion, and then you'll totally know this stuff. Think? So all these prints are Lily Pulitzer, and so she makes like outfits and clothing.
I don't recognize any of these.
And I can't believe it around Florida. But you know what? On the coast of Florida, like all the like Floridian old ladies wear this stuff. They
Okay,
Yeah,
no,
that's what I was gonna
looks like
say.
Hawaiian
It
shirt.
reminds me of an old lady.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Lily Pulitzer, it's so old now. But anyway, she was a Palm Beach girl. And all those like road sound stands.
That it definitely doesn't look like Naples attire. It looks like East
It's
Coast
very
of Florida
it's very
attire.
SEC. Lily is very SEC.
What's that?
You guys are talking about Lily Pulitzer. It's very Southeastern Conference.
Oh, okay. It looks like golf
Also,
skirts.
as I enter the chat, Chaney, I need to remind you what my name is on here
My Maria 777.
and what not to call me.
I'm not gonna say
You haven't
it.
been very good at that lately. Okay.
We agree to disagree, but neither of us want to rewatch. It's fine. Welcome to the show, My Maria 777.
I'm sitting outside with my dog, so if you hear the crickets, it's me.
It's not Jamaican frogs.
That's what I was gonna say.
No gay frogs around here.
It is kind of crazy. This is one of the things with Tucker or Alex Jones or Candace Owens or just list off a million others. You're like, oh my gosh, but they say 80% of the stuff I agree with or 90%. But it's just like that. I think we're so figured out now. We've put in so much information. They know exactly who to create for us to sell us the thing. Like we think we're so tricky.
I mean, you have a digital clone. They literally just go run an algorithm on it, and it says, you know, there's a file on you that has everything that they need to advertise to you to get you to do what they want.
Yeah, it's giving like what's it called? Disney, you know, cloning and like uploading consciousness and you know, the new world, and that's what I think is actually happening. Like what we're seeing is like a bunch of like what are they called? Smart babies. I don't
You know,
know.
there's
Minor babies.
the idea
Mhm.
that is your phone actually listening to you and processing that voice content in real time, or is the AI and the prediction just so good that you and your digital twin are having the same thought around the same time?
Mm.
I think
This
it
is
is getting close.
This is the evolution that they're talking about.
I remember fondly 20 years ago talking about, because the big thing was everyone started getting smart devices and cell phones and flip phones and stuff, and then there was it was either Snowden or someone that came out before him, and the original conspiracy was they're harvesting all your data, they're storing it all, they're putting it in these mountains and they're putting it on discs. And I just remember people being like, no one's gonna have time to go through all that, no one's gonna be able to sit down and listen to hours and hours of everybody's phone calls. Like, who are they gonna get to do that? There's not enough people on the planet. Well, now 20 years later, you don't need people, you just plug it into, like, I wonder how long it would take AI to just parse like the last 20 years of phone calls from everybody and everybody's texts.
It's
probably a
done it.
weekend at the most.
But don't you think that level has existed? Like, I don't think it's novel.
I don't think so either.
That's kind of what I'm thinking about the data centers lately, where they're like, hey, we need all this like Tina wrote something about it. She goes, "Don't you think the whole thing that they're saying, like all these data centers need all this water all of a sudden, like it's huge at like this astronomical amount?" And then everyone's like, "Wait, we don't want our data centers there." And Alan Marcus was saying, because it gives us the illusion of control. And I was like, yeah. So, and he's like, they have plans for 5, but they tell you they want 100 and they only need the 5 to go through. And I'm like, I think that maybe they're already here. Like all the things are already here. I think that's what all the gravity dams are. If it needs 30 million gallons of water for some data center, what are they? This is like all the rivers are going dry. I'm like, they're probably data centers.
Have you
What's
guys had the discussion about like the idea that people are saying that they're really fueling under like deep underground military bases or something like that?
That
They
I
must be.
believe more.
Yeah.
that
Because,
was
I mean,
a strong David Wilcock thing too, and the Gaia Network, I believe, was that whenever the government ends up squandering money, the other big one of them is the data centers. The other big one was the bank bailouts that they were actually taking. I think it was like $30 trillion, and that was being put towards building underground cities and underground military bases. Because the reference point was that China was making these ghost cities, and they made like 50 ghost cities for something like 1.5 trillion or 2.5 trillion. So if you were to extrapolate that, like how much would a full city that can house like 60 million people, how much does that cost? A couple trillion? Well, if it takes 30 trillion for the government to squander, then technically they could have 10 underground cities, each of them that could house, millions of people.
Are we in a water war? You know, if there's like an inner Earth, is this are we fighting for water in that way? Chaney and I were talking about the other day. You know, they had no qualms in Texas killing all those kids last year with the cloud seeding and the floods. Why aren't we cloud seeding the Colorado River if it's like the Hoover Dam is getting to a place where it is, what was the
that's
word
what
you
I'm
used the other day,
saying.
Well, the
Chaney?
whole
I just,
underground military base thing of it all, because Nevada is all BLM land, so it makes
yeah,
sense that
85% federal land
yeah,
in Nevada.
yep.
Just like what?
85.
Why don't we get to cloud seed when we
And
want
it's
to,
always been
Zags?
in drought. My whole
That's what I'm
life, like
saying. Like
growing up, there was drought.
all this
And they convince
technology that we
everyone.
have to capture moisture in the air and just like out of thin air, just like capture water, create, like Maria said, cloud seeding and like create the water. But like this fake water wars, I don't know. There's something bigger to that. I just don't
Well,
know
also
what. It's like, look
the
here, not
government
there.
doesn't make money or get more support when everything's just running smoothly. But like once something is wrong, they've got a reason to get people to rally behind them and donate and have like a
Yes.
political initiative.
That's why they're always
Speaking,
seeking to declare natural disasters and emergencies, because once they hit certain buzzwords, they can release federal
well,
funding.
speaking of that, didn't they just find a bomb? I saw today they found a bomb in a dam somewhere here in the United States.
Hmm.
It was Alabama. It was like 2 days ago.
There you go. Yeah, I saw
Do you guys
today.
know Kevin O'Leary that was on Shark Tank? Like, did
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah, the
see
guy that
that?
just did the Utah one.
Yeah, but it's something obscene, like 40,000 square miles, or no, it's not square miles, 40 something square acres that he was trying to turn into a data center, like 10 to 15 football fields size.
Well, I
And
think it
it's
got
like, that's
approved.
not really it. Did it? I thought it didn't.
No, I think like 300 people showed up and said they didn't want it, but then the board was just like, yeah, whatever, we're doing it anyways.
The whole thing to me, like at the time when the Hoover Dam's put up, it's so expensive. It's like the most expensive thing that's ever been done. This huge construction project. And their sell was, we're going to put a tiny little gambling city in the desert. And everyone was like, fantastic idea. I just think there is so much, the entirety of the dam, the water and the electricity are for all an underground city.
Yeah.
You can't really convince me otherwise. Sorry,
And
don't
it's
even
still,
try.
it's still not cured. It's crazy. I went and had a tour of it in 24 or so.
And it's still not dry.
It's still not cured on the inside. I had like just like the biggest try hard of a guy that was doing my tour, and he was like all knowledgeable about everything. And I had found this article written in the 80s talking about a time projection chamber in the Hoover Dam back in the 50s. And I asked him about that, and he didn't have an answer for me. But then all the NPCs, like literally all the Agent Smiths, looked at me like, what did you just say?
But it does have all the symbolism of being an ark. Having the two angels on it. It has pyramid symbolism. It has Thuban star written on it. Like it has all these compasses and star charts. It has all these ancient, like, they almost look like compass, or like if you were to turn part of a safe and they'd be one key to a safe. I could pull up all this stuff, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm
You know,
so
it straddles two different states. It straddles two different time zones. You know, like there's some
and the
juju going
first
on there.
death and the last death, father and son. Out of all the people that die in the building of the Hoover Dam, first death, father, last death, son. Shut up. Shut up with your ritual. I can't. Here's a theory that I've kind of been working on. It's a working theory, you guys. There'll probably be more to it as it comes. But do you know how there is like Playboy, it's a honeypot. Epstein Island, honeypot. Everybody has all these ideas. Okay, DC Madam. All right, Heidi Fleiss, honeypots, honeypots. I think Studio 54, the entirety of it was a honeypot built by this gay man mafia in New York that was running New York. I think when you're a gay man specifically, the amount of attachments that you have in a mafia way make you very deadly. Like you become, if they can, the weakest points you have are the people you care about. And so Studio 54 has all the celebrities through it. They create the paparazzi through it. You have like Roy Cohn, who ends up being like pretty much one of like Trump's like mentors.
Who also ran a trafficking ring based on sexual blackmail.
He was he was pretty much a fixer in New York. And at the time, New York City was it was pretty much a dying city. It was super bankrupt. It was very like what people, if you just knew it by a term, it was very punk rock. It was like where like it was grungy. And then Studio 54 comes in. It's glam as shit.
It's a rebrand, you know?
Yeah, celebrities are doing drugs and having sex in the corners because they feel like it's the place. But really, they're all being filmed. And because of the loud music, we can run any conversations we need to without being recorded. Like, so we think. But really, all these booths are bugged. And so they're getting all the information. You have Andy Warhol with the whole... what's that homie, that black homie, Basque? Like they come all through there at the time and get this whole art push, and Andy Warhol becomes a whole honeypot where he's holding blackmail. That's why everyone hates Andy Warhol. All the celebrities hated him because he would get them wasted and then hold blackmail over them. So I don't know. It does seem like Studio 54 is an untapped rabbit hole, and I wanted to bring it here and put all the seeds in your guys' head. And so hashtag, we need to make a good hashtag for it so it becomes, so we can link it old school style, Studio 54 Mafia. But I think it was the gay mafia. And then if you look at all the people that were killed with AIDS, it seems very specific.
Yeah, you were telling me this theory the other night, and I really liked it because we're always talking about these kind of West Coast areas where central casting gets together, but we don't have an East Coast one per se. And I think in a very much of like the TV show The Americans way, like that's where you could go meet your handler and you know, get your central casting script for the next 6 months.
They had children there. Like everybody who was anybody was in Studio 54.
It makes you kind of want to go back and like look at all the pop culture references for it too, like Austin Powers even, or
But I also love Studio
like the
54.
Dirk
Like
Diggler
I
of it all.
believe I was there in a past life.
It was when it was New York glam.
Mhm.
It seems like Quaaludes were there. There's something in my head, and it's my Wolf of Wall Street brain, like I would try a Quaalude, but we never really got the opportunity, our generation.
I know, damn it.
I had an ex-boyfriend who was obsessed with finding them. Like he bought Bitcoin like back in the day so he could get on the Silk Road before it shut down. But he was never successful in his endeavor.
My mom's friend, like, she went through a old storage unit and they were cleaning it out to finally like close it down or whatever, and they found a whole bottle of them. It was.
I'm
I was
always
too
hoping
young
I
to.
find one.
Yeah, I know. God, I think
At
that
an
would be the
estate
way
sale.
in a storage unit or in a state sale. Yeah.
A
I think
Quaalude
that
bottle.
there's like an interesting connection there with the Studio 54 thing too, because they were kind of kingmakers. Like if you were the right person and you knew the right person at Studio 54, because that was where Drew Barrymore came up, Brooke Shields came up, and then there was also a story that Beastie Boys and Madonna, that they knew like a bouncer or like a doorman at Studio 54, and they credited knowing that guy at Studio 54 to like basically rocket them into fame as well. And there's like a long list of other household celebrity names that all credit Studio 54 as like being their initial stepping stone.
So I wonder if Studio 54 is like the crossroads, because I don't know.
Well,
You know
it's
what I mean?
also normalizing. It was taking all these very young girls and like putting them like, oh, Drew Barrymore seen at Studio 54 last night. Oh, Brooke Shields seen at Studio 54. It's okay if you look at her in Playboy.
It's okay if you look at her vagina on freaking Blue Lagoon when she's freaking 12 years old.
Yeah, so you know who we should pair her with? George Burns also hangs out at Studio 54. The oldest and youngest person, it'll be a gas. Like, but I know, I think it was definitely and New York, it became, it was always the Big Apple, but it went from this dirty place. It totally changed. Like the Studio
Giuliani.
54 had to happen. Giuliani comes in and it becomes this Wall Street place that leads to like the Gordon Gekko idea of New York that is kind of still, I don't even know if it feels different now.
I think it's no longer Giuliani era. Like the whole stop and frisk thing and the broken window policies, I think got phased out a couple decades ago. And I'm pretty sure that like you've seen the effect reflected in that. Oh, I like the little green triangle now in the background.
Of where?
Like the bottom left, top middle, bottom right are all green.
Of course
yeah.
you saw that. Of course you saw that, Thomas. That'll be the screenshot one.
Did you guys hear that in 1178, apparently the moon split in two or exploded or something like that, and they have documented evidence of this? Like,
I've heard this.
yeah, it's a very interesting little rabbit hole I fell upon.
But if you go deeper into that, the explanations get pretty wild. One of them is that the moon exploded and then it was originally inhabited by extraterrestrials that were living inside the moon, because the moon was basically a vehicle that they were using to like fly around. And then they tried to they basically tried to take over this energy grid that's supposed to be like these electromagnetic filaments that connect all the stars and all the planets together that you can use to like jump around. They were trying to use that as some sort of a weapon. They were going to like charge it like harp style and then redirect the energy. And I guess they did it wrong and they overloaded themselves and they blew up, everyone that was inside that. And there's theories that if you go to the moon, there's these huge caverns that go like big enough that you could house, like 20,000 people easily, like a whole city. But that also it's littered with dead bodies. And then if you were to go inside the moon, it just smells like rotten flesh.
That kind of tracks with the whole like Voyagers and Ascension Glossary, like theory of the moon.
You ever seen Mission to Mars, the Disney movie? Gary Sinise and I can't remember who else was in it. But it's basically this theory, except in Mission to Mars, they're on Mars. But the same things have been said about the moon as well. and that it's already ready for like an entire civilization to go to the moon. You just have to pressurize the inner cavern systems, and then
And
once
clean
you
the
do that,
bodies.
it's like it's turnkey.
It's given the 100 vibes with the ring up in space.
Yeah, like a civilization that they left however long ago because the Earth was inhabitable, and then they all
Yeah.
die up in there, and we're down here living on Earth, but they have none the wiser.
So they
And this
send
is
like 100 kids down.
this is based on the asteroid belt too. That there was another
Planet.
either Tiamat or it might have been what was the other one, Nibiru or something, but some like that there was this planet Tiamat, and the Tiamat exploded, and that's where the people that like the elites of Tiamat jump into the moon, and then when they die, now it's like the next elites from our planet, when they need to escape, they're going to go to the moon and take over the moon. It's kind of like an Airbnb for like last resort's elites.
Just FYI, they call it, that exploded planet was called Maldek in the Law of One because they claim the same thing.
And don't they say that explosion wipes the face off Mars and then puts the scar on the side of Jupiter?
Yes, and that I think it's either Mars or the moon, but that there's like an entire side of it that's thicker than the other side because like the other side got blasted off.
Huh. A lot of ancient art with moon explosions. There's a lot of even we have shot rockets at the moon, though, in
And it
recent
rang like a
history.
bell for half an hour
No, for hours.
or hours. Yeah,
But
I was
they've
like,
done it
for a
more
while.
than once. And so there is all the hollow moon theory, even the people that say all the craters on the
It's a
moon are the
ship.
same depth.
I always wonder what happens if you actually blew up the moon, because if you believe in mainstream science and everything else, it seems possible that you could blow up the moon. But what would actually happen? Would that just be the end of the Earth too? Would like the ocean waves stop waving? You know what I mean? Would everything just change immediately?
No, I think we'd all wake up from the Matrix.
Thomas,
The
like the
evolutionists.
visual of what you're describing is essentially the Death Star after it's attacked. Like
Yeah.
the way that half of it is missing in Star Wars.
Well, and
Oh,
technically,
yeah.
the moon's supposed to be dead, but it's credited with like its elliptical orbit pulls on the gravity, if you believe in gravity, but that's supposed to be where the waves come from, and why they can like shift is because it's like shifting its orbit. But if you just remove it so it no longer has that same gravitational effect on the Earth, like what happens?
Well, I feel like they used to, like when we were growing up, they talked about how the tides and everything were controlled by the moon. And then I feel like modern science has debunked that and says that the moon has nothing to do with the tides.
What about if the moon's just plasma or ether?
I like the idea that it's a reflection. We got some like pond theory going on over here.
Me too.
I like that.
I feel,
like,
do you
like
guys? I feel like it used to be a rare occurrence when you'd see the moon during the day. Like when I was a little kid,
Oh,
I
I say
remember
this
thinking it
shit
was
all
so
the
weird.
time.
And then now it's like every day the moon's out all day.
It pisses my followers off. So whenever I tweet about it, people, I'm like, I swear to God,
You
I
guys
grew
didn't
up.
notice this? Come on.
Maybe I was a dumb kid, but I thought it was more of like a reciprocal relationship between the moon and the sun. And obviously, I know that the moon moves, but it just was a
It,
very rare occurrence to
it
see it
was.
during the
It
day.
only every once in a while. And now it's like, it's literally every day I see the moon.
yeah.
More
it
during the
does.
day than I do at night.
It usually happens with me during the springtime, during this time of year, where I see the moon in the daytime more often than in the fall or winter. Or maybe it's just me that I don't pay attention because my ass is always inside during the cold.
I feel like I see it, but I feel as gaslit by that when people act like chemtrails were always there.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I
no,
just
they
feel
weren't.
gaslit.
Fuck
Like
outta
I just,
here.
y'all, one time when I was a kid, there was this thing on like Channel 5 News and it was like, draw the weather. And I had to stay at my grandma Nash's. She was like, she didn't have a lot going on at her house. So I would do whatever the little contests were or whatever the things. So one time I drew the weather. I would have put chemtrails on
Yeah.
this
Oh
if
God,
they
yeah.
existed. The amount of shit my little OCD crazy brain fit into the. I had a rabbit hole, I had a gopher in it, and a turtle frog. Like I put everything, clouds, sun pushing it away like it was Raisin Bran box. Like I remember when it came on the TV and I won, and I was telling my family, "Oh my gosh, I won the weather!" And my family was like, "Whatever." Liar. Like they didn't even like this is how my family was. They're like, whatever, fibber. And then I got a certificate from the news that was like,
Yeah.
congratulations, you
Oh my
won the
gosh,
weather.
that's
And I
so
was like,
cool.
I won drawing the weather. But anyways, I would have put chemtrails on it. Like my
Yeah.
little psycho brain, I would have put a plane with a chemtrail behind it.
We would have been drawing grids in the sky, because that's what we would have seen rather than the ever
Mm-hmm.
changing fluffy
The
clouds
puffy
that
clouds.
actually existed at the time.
Yeah.
It's infuriating.
I have a question since we're talking about like what people
Yay.
remember. Tom Cruise's iconic scene with his shirt and he slides into the room. What movie was that from?
Risky business.
Yeah.
Oh,
Risky
yeah.
Business.
What color was his shirt?
Oh, I've heard this one. I won't.
I
I
don't
remember him
remember.
wearing. Wasn't he wearing tidy whities? That's what I remember.
Yeah, but what color was his button down?
Blue.
Black, blue. I don't know.
No.
It was
There was
striped.
Apparently it
no
was like
button down.
a light pink.
He was naked.
Yeah.
There was a gorilla in the room.
We all heard like, yeah, the whole sunglass theory. Some remember him with sunglasses, some don't. Well, this theory now that everyone's talking about, some are saying white. I remember white, but apparently it's a very light blush pink.
Yeah, but I mean, if you saw it when it came out, you were watching this on a cathode ray tube TV
True.
with like different color controls, and so you might
RGB.
now because if you watch a screen now,
Blue.
like there's a difference between actual white and actual black. 20 years ago or more, when this movie was out, like you kind of had like a range. Like if it was orangish or pinkish or reddish, but kind of white, then it was
Nah,
white.
come on. We had Wizard of Oz. You saw the rays of colors and the range of colors that we had. I mean, some people remember stripes, white, baby blue, baby pink. Like we had to see some kind of the hue in that. I remember white. There's just something weird. Something weird is happening.
don't
People
remember
are
white on
finding
white 'cause
doubles
it's
of
underwear.
things in their houses that like they know that they didn't buy two of, and it's like happening more and more and more. I don't know if these are paid actors or not, but it's just like weird little switches. It's giving OA and timeline shifts, which I love.
I love the Mandela effect concept of all of this, but also like in my mind, I'm comparing two things. I'm comparing, is it more likely that the universe is changing around us constantly, or is it more likely that people just forgot that they already bought a pack of sponges and they get back home and they're like, oh my God, the Mandela effect. Or like maybe you just forgot, or maybe you just forgot what color Tom Cruise's shirt was.
Well, for instance, this lady, right? She had a hat knitted for her with a scarf, okay? Hand knitted from scratch from her best friend. Only one pair in a particular color pattern and particular size and length of the scarf. She found an exact duplicate. And it's just, she's like, it's impossible. She calls her friend, how many of these did you make? And apparently, yeah, he hasn't made a second pair for her. It was the only one pair. People finding a nail that they had a fake nail that was theirs, but all their nails are on their fingers. Just weird things that people are finding around their house that are duplicate.
This is
I
my
don't know.
theory about all that. Do you remember back in the day when we were all proficient on Windows and you would defrag the computer when it
And code.
was going too slow? So if this is a multiverse and if all of us, for every action, there is like a separate, like one choice A, you have choice B. So like every part of the simulation is like, there's just so many different versions of the simulation all occurring at one time. I kind of think of them like pancakes. And then eventually the system overloads and it has to take the ones that are statistically similar, like 99.9998 or whatever, and it defrags them all into one. And so we just get layers of memories of like where I experienced something or you experienced something else. It's just because it was one of those realities that just split off like ever so slightly different.
Hmm.
So I think it's
That
just the
makes sense
system
to me.
processing all of it at once.
That's how AI works right now. What you're describing is less defragmentation. It's something called quantization. And every time they optimize or they make one of these new AI models, it's basically like a smarter version of quantizing. So and that's exactly what happens though, is that anything that was like had a very specific difference, like a 99.9998 or whatever, like that's smoothing where it's like, let's just call it a 1. And now that 1 is for everyone. So everyone's slightly different experiences get locked into a new one that didn't actually exist before. That's literally what's happening in AI now, or if you ask it a question now and it gives you a certain answer consistently, even if you keep asking it like different ways, it'll give you like the same answer. You wait 6 months and all of a sudden that answer changes ever so slightly because the AI model can save an extra 0.003 cents on each query because they just round it a little bit differently.
That makes sense. If the whole thing about AI and everybody's like quantum, 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 and we're hearing processing speed, eventually the AI is like, oh, it's going to figure out it does better if it doesn't give you an infinite amount of choices. And it just has a bunch of go-to answers for everything that are kind of this appeases 90% of the people. And if it doesn't appease, here's the first answer you can say, and it will. Like it becomes a very quick thing that it just is like rounding all the answers everywhere, all the pictures everywhere, all the options. It's like becomes the thing it's easy for it to find.
It's kind of wild if you get into like the math. I'm not going to get it too nerdy, but if you get into the math of how they keep improving some of these AI algorithms, the researchers don't understand necessarily why this works so well. But like, for example, if you've ever seen an analog sound wave turned into digital and you zoom all the way in and you can see instead of it having these like smooth little curves, it's all just like little stair steps, right? Because it's like turning into digital. What they were doing in AI, they called it gradient descent, and it was like checking all the different versions of something as it would like get closer and closer to an answer. But you would have to take these steps. You might take like 16 steps or 40 steps or 100 steps. And they thought the more steps, the more accurate, the less stops, the less accurate. But then there was an AI model that just decided to like cheat itself and it skipped all the steps. It just went from point A to point B and it didn't try and do anything fancy. And they figured out that at scale, that actually resulted in just as accurate as what they were doing before. And they were able to basically like quadruple the speed of the exact same models by just not trying to be smart about it. So, and that's what kind of keeps happening now with each advancement. It just stops trying to do smart shit and it just does like the most obvious answer. And for some reason, the most obvious answer results in like decent output.
Where they're like, okay, I'm pacified. Good enough. Thank you. Do you guys give your AI thumbs up or thumbs down if you like the answers or like do you give it any input back? Do you say, thank you?
I haven't been using it, honestly.
I don't
It gets
interact with one
dumber.
of those things.
I do thumbs up or I'll do thumbs down if I don't like it, the way that it's answering, or if you notice that it's like kind of going down a bad path, like if it's not going in the direction you want it to go and it's like changed it, or it's like hit guardrails and it won't answer you because it's not allowed to. If you go back and delete its last response and then ask again, you can actually get a better input or output.
Yeah, instead of arguing with it, just delete its last thing that it said. And
yes.
Yep.
Just delete it and be like,
it works so good.
I'm not taking it. This is unacceptable.
The other better thing too is if it's going down the weird angle, just start a brand new chat session.
Thread.
That's the only other way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been using mine as much. I grokked something. Oh yeah, I like little things like where it's like it was a great turnout at this event, and I'll be like, at Grok, how many people are there? That's how I like to use it now. Where I'm like, at Grok, how many people are there, and what's considered a great turnout?
20
I
people.
just like stupid. I like it. I know. I wish I would have followed up Grok with that, but I'm like, okay, good enough.
But also, Grok lies as much as any of the other ones. So it's also, I like to do it, especially I like asking it questions that I know it'll get wrong, because then people are like, yeah, see, I told you. But it's like they're using Grok as their source of, like validation. But Grok is completely wrong on a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. I
The
agree.
worst. I have been blocking people for pretty much one of the first times in my whole existence of having accounts, that if they're spreading fear porn, and I played a little thing. I did a couple of videos on my IG, and I could definitely tell if I put anything about Hanta up, it pushed it like 4 times the amount that it would push anything else on my algorithm, that I'm like, oh, they want us talking about this. And so if anyone's spreading any kind of fear, delete, block. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing in that realm anymore. Block right off my feed. Like, I encourage them to do the same to me.
I don't talk
'cause
about things that don't exist.
I can't. Like, I see
That'll
certain
be my
people that they're like,
answer.
Oh, but did
Go.
you guys see that hantavirus is now going to it's affect male sperm for up to 6 years and become an STI? And STI is another thing. Like, it's another one of those UFO, UAP things. It's like it used to be STD and now it's like STI, which I like sexually transmitted infection better than disease, but it still is like,
I
why
feel
they
like this is
constantly have
part
to
of the
fucking change
psyop
it?
still. This is just
Fear.
one
Circling
other
back.
angle.
We're circling
Fear,
back to
false.
VADES.
Oh.
Circling
on.
back to VADES, which really is
Mhm.
just about the Internet of Things, which is really just about them being able to remotely control your body. And I'm not. I think us conspiracy theorists are so much more powerful manifestors than we realize. And the more we talk about shit, the more we feed the loosh into their machine. But I will
Yeah.
say, I will be quietly observing from the sidelines, seeking to profit as much as I can from this psyop in ways that I did not in the last.
Yeah, that's what else. Me and my Maria 777 were talking about. Like, neither of us took 1 cent of unemployment. Neither of us like got one little payout of any kind of thing. Like, we're like, this next one, we are collecting checks.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe we should all start hoarding toilet paper now. No one can sell it.
I'm just taking that motherfucking PPP loan. Let's go. Make some fake
I'm just telling you
invoices.
guys, as a lesbian, it is one thing we are always rich in my house. Always. It's always been pre-lockdown COVID, the amount of toilet paper we carry in our house. Like, 2 grown women, I am just always amazed when I've had guy roommates, how little toilet paper they actually use. Like, it's
Or like you're at a guy's house and they
astonishing.
never have toilet paper. You're like, what the fuck do you
They need
do
it
here?
so much less, and I can also understand the shit to shower, where guys are like, I shit once a day and I get right in the shower afterward. I don't want to walk around with a toilet paper shit ass. Like, I can see both things of how guys don't need toilet paper the same way we do. Now, anyways, 2 grown ladies, we have stacks.
That's one of the few really good points that I want to
Gangsta
say was
video.
like a Joe Rogan episode, but he was like, if you were out walking around on the street and like a homeless person rubbed their shit on your arm, would you just rub it with a piece of paper and be like, okay, that's good, I'll be on with my day now? Like, you'd go home and you would take a full shower and you'd scrub it. So like, why would it be any different?
Yeah, that's the bidet of it all. Is like, I don't know why more people didn't install those when the toilet paper
I
bullshit
have
was going
them.
on. Yeah, because of you, I have it. It's amazing. I love it.
We
Yeah, it's
installed it
best.
during the last one.
Your ass is always clean. Your cooch is always clean. It's just like
It's great.
I do
Speaking of
think
making money, did you? I was trying to get you guys off the ass talk.
You don't want to talk about butthole anymore.
not on this show.
Booty hole.
Yeah.
Speaking of making money, did you see where Trump came out and he disclosed his stock holdings right now? And one of his big ones is Dell. And like sometime within the last 60 days, he True Social, go buy Dell. It's
Dell, like the computer Dell?
like their stock. He literally tweeted that, and then it increased, and then today he disclosed that he owns all these shares in it. It's just such an interesting, like, the president is just doing whatever the fuck he wants, you know, like
Like launching a coin and then rug
launching a
pulling.
coin the day before his inauguration, you know. So if you're looking for a solid stock strategy to like start investing,
The gold
Trump.
card, the phones too. There was an article where like they had sold all these Trump phones and no one's getting their phones and no one's getting refunds on them.
Well, did you see what happened the next day?
Trump phones.
Okay, so that comes out. $100 was the deposit. 59 or he made $59 million off of it. And they had quietly changed the terms and conditions to say like, hey, you might not ever get this. This all comes out. He gets all this bad press from it. Literally the next day, they announce that the gold phone is coming out. They provide pictures of it, they do social media on it, and then everyone starts dissecting it and realizes it's a previous. I don't know the phone now. I apologize. Somebody in the chat probably can name it. It's a version that's previously been out. The new one's coming out in China, and they're basically offloading old stock, and they like zoomed in on the picture and there was like a scratch on the phone. Like it was just like really messily done. It's obviously in response to the bad press that they got from
Wow.
Donald Trump
just
forever
like scam artist 101, scam artist 47.
has been
Just like-
saying to invest in Boeing forever and ever, like since he's always been running for president. And like that's a stock, like you look at like how it's kind of gone up, and also the American dollar. When he's like, I'd still keep it. And like we kind of got so much different control in those than we did in previous years. It's like, oh, it's not as scary to have those things if you're carrying them.
Was
lot
that
of old people I
Melania
know
coin
had-
like rugged?
What got rugged?
Melania coin, wasn't that like a rug?
Oh yeah, that got rugged almost immediately.
Oh,
Yeah.
it wasn't nearly as good as the Trump coin.
So wild. My God. Hey, whatever happened to the Doge findings and how many millions or billions they found in fraud? Weren't they supposed to like give out checks to
I still
everybody?
see a whole bunch of stuff too. That's where the LC stuff came out of, isn't it? The Dodge stuff that they found all that out of it.
I
don't know.
think. I'm not
I think
sure.
that's where all that information came out of. We'll see if anything comes out of that though, either, because it'll just add so much more connections. Like as soon as it was a thread that was pulled at all, it got buried so quickly. I think it got buried by the UFO quicker than anything.
True.
It also seems kind of obvious that like the new trend is going to be, it's not about what countries have the most resources. It's going to be what countries are in the least amount of debt, and like you having less debt than other countries is the new level playing field. Like that means that you are rich if you just are in slightly less debt than everybody else.
That's I know it's like credit card rich.
Right, like yeah, exactly. Like I've only got $4,000 debt on my credit card, and if you've got 50,000 on yours, then technically I'm richer than you, even though we're both less than zero.
I'm not nearly as in debt. It is kind of weird of how much debt that like pretty much a bunch of countries hold our debt, but China holds a majority of our debt. And then Trump's over there in China, and China, all they need is diesel. They just need some fuel. And so it's like, oh, all of a sudden, my Maria's been talking about for a long time, like Trump devaluing crypto and kind of putting our debt in it and it devaluing it a little bit. And then all of it. So it is kind of interesting, all these it does seem like our debt is some kind of deal debt is totally a psyop. It is another
They
ticker.
can't actually collect on it. It's not like China can just be like, you know what, we need to settle up. Today's the day that you settle up.
It's not secured. Yeah, what is it secured by? What are they going to come and collect?
And if they try and claim it all, and then people don't have any money left, and they can't buy the things that we were in debt for buying to begin with, so it like halts the entire system. So like it has to. I don't know if any of you guys have read The Creature from Jekyll Island, which is like a pretty dense book, but he makes a really good case in there that debt is money, like the way the governments see it, that you have to be in debt in order for your money to work, and you have to be in more and more debt as time goes on, because basically you can't have infinite growth without infinite debt.
Yeah, it's like
The thing
$50
that-
on every dollar.
Chaney was saying is that there was a video that went around that was some individual from Russia that was like, this is what Trump is about to do. He's going to take all the debt, he's going to transition it into crypto, then he's going to devalue the United States economy and crypto itself, and thereby basically write his debt off and then pump it up sometime later in the future. I believe in the Back to the Future references that exist in this, scripted reality, and I think we're on the Biff timeline. And I think that Trump isn't in the business, like his character isn't in the business of like losing or looking bad. So I think that like prosperity is coming. It might be highly, high inflation, but I think something's going to happen that like brings it all back up soon in the Biff timeline.
I think so
Here's
too.
hoping.
Well, I think he definitely wants the people that whoever he's like, it's my honor to back Paranoid American to run for this thing. He definitely has to, because people right now being like, all right, Epstein, Iran, like list of things that are going off, but it'll all have to come back around that, oh, even Thomas isn't really mad at Trump.
Well, my most optimistic silver lining with Trump is that he is so interested in establishing a Trump dynasty for centuries to come that it's in his own best interest to have some sort of wealth spurt or some kind of golden age, because that's the only thing that would secure Barron, or at least Barron's grandkids, to also be president. If he totally fumbles this ball, you don't get any like dynasty, at least in like the political realm. But if he does something good before he goes out, or if he just gets assassinated, I guess that's the other way to establish a dynasty.
We watch so many fake ones.
If you believe that like the factions are real and the crown versus everyone else, then the whole op with Meghan Markle was to have a child born that could be eligible to be the president. So then you would control the United States again.
I feel like that would go against the credibility, though, right? Like if they actually ran for president and then it was like, but your mom was Meghan Markle, then that kind of disqualifies you.
I think they thought.
I mean, more like your grandma was a fucking queen.
Yeah, I think they thought Meghan and Harry were really going to go off well in America. I think because you even look at the Oprah with the Hawaii and the rock thing, and then right afterward or right before she did that interview, she was just like missing strike. She was swinging heavy too. And it was just like whatever the illusion and the magic of Oprah was completely dead. And then anything she touched became immediate poison. So because look how hard Netflix pushed Harry and Meghan. Like they tried to give us a whole hillbilly effigy on them. They tried to give us a leave the world behind on them.
Because they saw all of the dumb rubes buying all the Princess Diana Beanie Babies, like there was going to be their 401ks, and they were like, oh, these idiots will lap up anything. So I felt like this was in motion, and it just never happened with anyone outside of Harry. Like Harry's the only one that they could match up with an American. And yeah, nobody really bought it. Everyone kind of hated it.
There's also something to be said about the continued discussion that Trump is making about a third term. And I don't know the name of the judge recently that was being confirmed by the Senate. And there was a confirmation hearing where he was testifying. And they asked him about Trump's statements about a third term. And he, as a future judicial officer, would not come out and say that that's impossible. So there's some sort of op coming to introduce that and change the Constitution, which in theory, Trump, how he'll try to get it passed. But in actuality, 2/3 of Congress have to vote to amend the Constitution, right? Or otherwise have a constitutional convention of the states.
This feels like it would be connected to like the QAnon secret indictments, where there was like 20,000 secret indictments, and like they're going to open them all up on the same day and arrest 20,000 people out of Congress.
Right. But it's just interesting that like he's continuing this narrative. Like it'd be funny if you're like making little quips about it, like, oh, I wish I had a third term, the way Obama did. But to now have your appointee testifying before the Senate saying that he's intentionally not making a comment on it is interesting in the vein of the last president.
technically the election was stolen with Biden. So if they can come out with some kind of psyop regarding all of that and making that the center of the story, I think they have a good chance.
Well,
And that's when you'll start to see
like they prove
Biden.
that Biden stole it, so therefore Trump gets to like do a third term to make up for the one that they stole from him.
Yeah.
Or he's just saying it over and over again, like, "Oh, I'm gonna run for a third term. I'm gonna." So people are like, "F that. That's so unconstitutional. That's crazy." So when
That's what
people
I
find
feel.
out that Obama actually had a third term, it like gives some kudos to like, "Oh, look at you were so mad about Trump when he was talking about having a third term, but." Obama actually had a whole 4 years, and here's what happened. So, because nobody believes that was Joe Biden.
Biden.
Yeah, nobody believes it. Like that's
Well,
where
we
the
don't even see
Biden
the
was
same
shot.
Trump every time, you know? They roll the clone out to take pictures with people.
Yeah, I don't think everybody gets the real Trump.
Y'all, I was today years old when I found out the cathedral in Washington, D.C. has a grotesque of Darth Vader on the side of the fucking building. Did you guys know that?
They had like a competition or something, and that a bunch of different artists won parts of the competition, and that was part of the winning is that they were actually put your design on the side of this church.
A fucking Darth Vader on a church? That
Yeah.
is so wild to me, man. That is so wild to me. I thought this was like AI at first, and then I'm seeing it on my timeline, and I'm like, what in the fuck? Like legit Darth Vader.
Yeah. And when you said grotesque, I was like, what are you talking about? And that's exactly what it pulled up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, strange.
Mm-hmm.
The church is like, this is a great idea if we stick this here.
Is this the same church where Trump went and, did the whole Bible thing outside while...
Oh, I don't know. That'll be a dig. I mean, it probably wouldn't be too big of a dig, but
Talk about grifting. That, I mean, it seems so obvious to me, but maybe because I'm not like pro or anti-Trump or anything, but it just seemed from day one like this dude doesn't go to church. This dude doesn't believe in Jesus. Like whoever believes that he's really talking to God and praying and stuff, it feels like whenever he closes his eyes and he does one of these things, he's just thinking like, God, these people are idiots. Like,
Yeah.
I gotta just do this. What a stupid thing.
Yeah, or probably he really does have a soft heart. Who knows? Maybe he's a big old softie. He gives me those vibes too because kids are a really good, read on energy. Like I will say that. And the kids like are drawn to this guy. And that's what I take as like, some sort of proof that maybe he has
He gives
like
them
a
all
really
McDonald's. Yeah.
I don't know. But with the other president, you saw with Biden, kids were like repulsed by him. Like they wanted nothing to do with him.
He's trying to sniff him and shit and talk about his hairy legs in the pool.
I'm like, what the fuck?
They would push down my hairy legs. Like, get this guy off microphone right now. Like, what the hell? Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think you're allowed to be president unless they got some dirt of that level on you.
Maybe he's into some kind of kink.
The
I
entirety
mean,
of
he came up with Roy Cohn, so anything that Roy Cohn was into, I assume Donald Trump either inherited that or built his own version of it.
Yeah,
I think
maybe
Roy
he's-
Cohn, if Roy Cohn and him were really as close as, then that would be the reason alone that he would have a long game to get Fauci. If Fauci killed my best friend, it might take me a few decades, but I'm going to make sure I get you.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah, and so when you look at like Donald Trump had a lot of like gay guy friends, even a lot of his little mannerisms. Little New York. Little New York.
Fugazi,
Yeah, the
Fugazi.
YMCA, dude. The YMCA is the gayest song. It like
really is.
yeah, like everything is that was probably Roy Cohn's favorite song. And it's so Studio 54.
And hey,
I have a
maybe he
Mandela
likes
with
to
that
get
song.
pegged. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. How many people do you remember?
From YMCA?
Uh-huh.
5.
I
5.
remember 6.
Yeah, I think there
Me
was
and a
at
couple
least
people used
6
to
now.
talk back. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I remember playing the slot machine. There was a slot machine that was like the whatever the and it would play YMCA when you got the bonus round.
The
But
Village
there was
People.
like 5. The Village People, yeah.
Yeah, well, construction, cop, Indian, sailor. I don't remember all of them.
Firefighter.
I don't think there was a firefighter, was there?
This is such a
Milkman.
hard left, but I was thinking of their like little costumes, and then it was making me think of Theo Vaughn's hair, like his hair. But I also think there is this crazy psyop going on. That he's been on Joe Rogan. Anytime he brings up certain things like keywords, almost like Alex Jones getting taken off for Candy Hook. He brings up key things. Then Joe Rogan says, "You need to get off those SSRIs, man. I'm worried about you. You need to come hang out with us." And Theo's like, "I'm hanging out." And then later, Joe Rogan's been talking about Theo without him on the podcast and being like, "Oh, I'm so worried about him," like almost insinuating that he's suicidal in every way. And Theo tweeted it out tonight and be like, "This is cap one," and it makes me kind of sad. Like, and I'm just like, dude, you better be careful, boy. They're setting you up.
All they got to
They're
do is
setting you up
literally
with that
push a
sad
button
story.
at this
Yeah.
point.
I'm like, I think I wrote, you better get rid of any red scarves or belts you might have in your house. I just feel like Joe, in my opinion, he's so dangerous because he is the Rogan horse. He's the Trojan horse of everything that happens. He does it. So he's like, "I'm anti go getting that vaccine. You need to take ivermectin. Make sure you take a PCR test before you come and sit on my show. And I'm going to have a doctor here right off the side, and they're going to be giving PCR tests to all my guests." So he normalizes the PCR test. And I would argue that's where anyone that got sick was sticking Q-tips up their fucking nose all the time. And so he also, the night before the election steal, he had somebody on that literally, like almost like how they put somebody outside the Twin Towers to say it fell on their footprint, to be like, "Well, I expect Trump to have huge numbers until about 3 a.m. and then a huge windfall of votes." It was like he said the exact script of all these fake votes that got counted at the last minute in Georgia and Arizona and these places. So I think Joe Rogan is this really dangerous thing. So him saying something about Theo Vaughn more than once, that he's getting in front of it now instead of fixing it, is worrisome to me on Theo Vaughn's behalf. Like,
Yeah,
get
it's
the
giving-
fuck out of Austin, Texas. Get out of CIA, Texas.
It's giving 86. Who are they investigating right now? Some James Comey? Or yeah. It's giving that.
Speaking of which, did have Candace Owens and Owen whatever and Ian Carroll been back on?
Yes,
Okay,
both of them have been.
because I know he did the whole "I'm not suicidal" thing. So
Mm-hmm.
Wait, can you give me a glass of
I feel like everyone should add it to like their pronoun lists now. Like,
I'm not
he, him,
suicidal.
/ not suicidal, or suicidal, depending on which one you are.
It's so crazy. Like, I don't know. It's so crazy. Like, in lieu of the David Wilcox thing, I want you guys to know that I'm not suicidal. Like, why would you attach
Yeah,
yourself
why?
to that?
Yeah.
That's weird. But I know Candace is out of town in Rome, and it's not important. Don't worry about it. She's getting her script. So she can come
Rome.
back. Yeah.
From the Vatican.
Yeah, the Vatican script. Anything else go on this week? Oh, pandas aren't real. That's what I called the episode. And since Trump was in China, I was like, can we just talk about the bullshit that's called pandas and how they keep trying to shove them down our throats, and they're obviously not a real animal. This is bullshit.
Just watching a panda
Sorry.
birth was all I had to see for it to be like, oh fuck, this is not real.
It's so crazy. The entirety of it, they can't exist in nature at all. The food they eat is actually poisonous to them. If you watch a video, I could pull up 18 videos, but they'd all probably get me pulled down of pandas playing. But anyways, I think pandas are just a Chinese spy network. Panda
Well, 'cause
diplomacy.
They have a dragon, not a fucking panda in the zodiac too. So just
Yeah, what's the oldest drawing of a panda? I'm not going to look that up. This is for you guys to do later. Oh, and did you see the swarm of bees outside the White House? And it became a whole thing that they had to tell
bee
us that
tornado?
there was a bee tornado outside the White House.
Really?
And apparently it's really normal. When the hive gets too big, it separates. And the old queen takes all these other bees over and they do like a peaceful swarm until the little whatever forager, I don't know what kind of bees, go out and search for a new home. And then once they find it, they all go to it. Says the robot.
And then one
So-
of them turns into a new queen.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
they have to technically like manifest that, and whichever one does it first becomes the queen.
it
In a
would suck to
sense.
be the queen, like the queen ant or the queen bee or whatever. You just sit there and like all day fucking have larvae.
But you're
Like you just be
also,
constantly giving birth all the time.
but
You're
But
you're
you're being fed and everything.
and your mental,
I don't
you're
care.
creating the honey. So you are your exact chemistry. You're like a bee alchemist. You're like, I want a little bit of lily in this, and I need this one to go and like getting caught in a human hair and come back to me. I need this one to like go into a gardenia, and then it makes its little honey mix out of it. So the queen's
Little
constantly
potion.
telling all the other ones
she,
what
like,
to do.
She is the hive mind. Like
Yeah.
she's the thought that drives all the other bees to do whatever they do.
And isn't honey like poo?
No, I
Right?
don't think it's like
Queen is
poo.
regurgitated.
No?
It's like
Oh.
vomit more than
Yeah,
poo.
more like vomit.
Honey, poo,
Ask your
or
robot aloud,
vomit?
and
Oh,
then
I
we're
don't
gonna
know.
call. Then
I
you're
don't
gonna
like
call
my
the White
robot.
House.
I don't fucking like my.
What about if you just call the
robot?
White House on speakerphone?
No.
You're not
ask
feeling
ask
it
them if
tonight.
honey is poo or vomit.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
sorry.
feel
I just
like
know you have the beehive there, and this is a new thing. Can you just tell me if honey is bee poop or bee vomit?
the White House bees specifically, though, not
Yeah.
all bees, but the White House bees.
oh, it's
And then-
neither.
When there's a new queen, do they
Neither.
have to go and tell the president?
Bees have two stomachs, apparently.
They're like mini cows.
Yeah, one for regular digestion and one is separate for honey stomach or crop that act like a biological backpack to store plant nectar. Then the process is nectar is mixed with natural enzymes in the honey stomach. Back at the hive, the bee regurgitates, excuse me, the mixture and passes it mouth to other bees. Oh my god, what the fuck? Okay, interesting.
That's vomit. I would consider that vomit.
This is
It's
not
a vomit, but it's out of its second stomach.
Yeah, because the nectar never enters the digestive stomach.
So it's
But
kind.
it
It's
goes
weird.
in the mouth and it comes back out
It's
the mouth.
still
So
vomit. It's still vomit.
It's
in a
milk and
sense.
honey. It's weird that they both have extra stomachs. Like
That
in the
little
land of
tiny
milk and
thing.
honey.
Like something that small too. It's weird.
And
And it
bees
produces all of that.
in unison when they lay on something, if there's a predator around, they lay and all like vibrate together so they look like flesh. Like it looks like crazy breathing flesh.
Like you're tripping on acid and it's just like fractaling.
And bees seem like crows. They'll remember your ass.
they were just on the new Fear Factor too. It was like a whole bee episode.
Yeah, that's what I think, Art. It's like cud. I never even thought about it before. I wonder if there's some kind of like honey thing you can do with bee, like cow poop, to get
There
better
was a study
mushrooms.
on some kind of on bees. I don't know which species, but I believe it's the honeybee. And apparently, a lot of them have been tested for like Alzheimer's. And apparently, a lot of them suffer with Alzheimer's because of all the metals that are being sprayed, apparently. I'm not sure if this is a psyop or not, but they've done a study about 10 years ago, 2010, I believe.
If they have
And
Alzheimer's, if
recently.
just the queen bee gets Alzheimer's, everybody else is.
I mean, they lose direction. They forget what they're supposed to be doing. It's just very interesting when I read up on it.
The birds and the bees.
Bees in
Weird.
the trap. Bees in the
Bees
trap.
in the trap. Bees on the timeline again. And bees are a UFO thing. And so it keeps coming up everywhere, like bees
Queen
and
bee, Beyonce,
yeah, the hive, the mothership. It all seems very bee oriented.
and Trump the beekeeper.
Yeah, it's pretty nutty. Anything
Bees
else
in the
this
trap.
week? Yeah.
Bees in the trap. And that's Nikki, isn't it?
Yeah.
How ironic.
But that they put on the timeline, all of a sudden it became like if the government owns TikTok now, all of a sudden Linda Perry, what's going on, mixes with bees in the trap, and then we get all these things, and then Nikki does her little routine. It like puts her on the timeline.
Even the fear factor of it all, like, you know, bees were going extinct and everybody was going to die on the planet, and now we can put them in fear factor. Like, that tells you all you need to know, right?
And now they're swarming Israel and subways and everything else.
Well, even, the elementary school that I was just talking about, I walked out the other day and there was a huge swarm. I like walked right through it. I was like, oh shit. But I had to get to my car, so I just walked like it was rain or something.
It
but
was part of the global warming Al Gore thing, is to tell us all the bees were dying, when in reality it was just because they'd put all male trees in all the cities. And so in all the cities, there was no bees because it was all just male trees. Makes more sense, in my opinion. Is there anything else going on tonight or this week that you guys want to plug before you skedaddle?
Not in my world.
I got a busy week on my YouTube channel, so if you want to come and watch some new content, I've got an interview with one of my friends, Cameron Harmon, who's training to get his PhD as a psychiatrist, and he's like all in on MK Ultra and maybe schizophrenia or demons and stuff, but he's like an actual psychiatrist.
Awesome.
So
Love
it's
it.
fun. We talk about a whole bunch of MK Ultra programs that don't get as much research. And then I've got 2 documentaries on Under the Docks. One of them is about Clinton and Barry Seal and Mena, Arkansas, about these 2 kids. It was Kevin Ives and forgot the other guy's name, but they basically see a drug drop off from the CIA and get murdered over it. So, and it's this old sort of conspiracy documentary series from the 90s hosted by Dean Stockwell, the guy from Quantum Leap, which most people don't even know that he had this badass show called Phenomenon Archive. So anyway, that one. Wow. And then we also watched the Melania documentary. So if you don't want to go and watch 2 hours of Melania, you can watch our like 20-minute review of it and then determine if you like it or not. And then finally, I've got on Occult Disney, we did Lion King 2019. And the main thesis is that they're normalizing children to eat bugs because like we didn't take it, like all the cockroach powder and the cricket powder and all this stuff, like the protein, like our generation didn't never really bought on. But if you can get younger kids to kind of buy into this, then I think that this is ground zero. Lion King is ground zero for teaching kids to eat bugs, because the whole premise is that the Lion King makes friends with the animals that he would normally be eating in nature. And those animals teach the lions to eat bugs because that's the only way to save their friends. And then when he goes back to like the rest of the lions, to the pride, the context in the Lion King is that all the lions are also going to eat bugs from then on because they're not allowed to eat Timon and Pumbaa.
That is crazy. I didn't even know that. Was it the new Lion King or the old one?
Both of them. But in the new one, there's almost like a subtle reference of like, oh, and like these are our friends now, we can't eat them. And if you look in the original movie and in the remake 2019 version, Timon and Pumbaa basically teach Simba to like eat bugs, and the bugs are acceptable.
Yeah, because they're like, it's a grub, and
That's right. Yeah,
slimy
John
yet
the
satisfying.
Baptist.
Yeah.
Bugs
Well,
and
and
honey.
then even if you go into Finding Nemo, fish are friends, not food.
But they
You
can
know?
eat bugs.
Yeah, they can. They can't eat fish though. Sharks can't eat fish.
I feel like there's a Billie Eilish, like her next thing is she's gonna start telling people to eat bugs, and that's all it's missing. That's the final step. Who is the one? Was it Reese Witherspoon is the one that did the Beyond Meat? I can't remember who was like the original investor in the Beyond Meat stuff before it like completely sank. But the next wave is gonna be bugs, I think.
Yeah, you need a whole bunch of celebrities to be like Alicia Silverstone. Like, I chew it up and then feed it to my baby. I spit it in their mouth, and then people are like, "Oh my gosh, me too."
She was
so
a soy
mean.
milk advocate in the mid 2000s. I remember it was like the weirdest thing. One of the first online crusades I saw a celebrity get it behind was that Silk Milk changed their formula for soy milk to they went from non-food grade to food grade carrageenan, and she started like a whole freaking army that was like everyone at Silk and demand that they put, and Silk had to come out with an announcement that was like, hey, Alicia Silverstone's fans, we can't go back the old way because there was this new law that passed and like you can only yada yada yada. But it was fun, like those machinations do exist. So someone can like turn a knob somewhere, and it's like celebrities are tweeting about a certain additive.
Do you think a celebrity is going to get Hanta? And who do you think is going to get it
Tom
first?
Hanks.
Tom Hanks plasma bag again.
And
Basketball
probably
star.
Pedro Pascal and Stephen Colbert.
Pedro Pascal is a perfect one. Stephen Colbert, that's why he's kissing everyone in New York to show up. Stephen got it, and he's been kissing everyone, showing us on his show that he's kissing everyone on the mouth.
Yep.
So now they're all
SSGGs.
I wonder if it'll be like Zara Larson or something.
Go on, Maria.
I don't believe in political parties, but in the script, I think it'll be somebody on the right, to like really shake people to the core and show that like it's quote unquote real,
Like Mitch McConnell will pass.
Maybe. If you hear my boyfriend
Here's
snoring, I'm
hoping.
so sorry.
Did he need a drink of water?
We're not waking him up.
Do you have anything you're gonna do this week that you want people to come and see?
Me, no. I'm just trying to maintain the will to live.
I felt that.
Catch me on my stories, maybe, but I don't feel like I have much to say.
That's pretty normal. But Joe Rogan doesn't need to worry about you and start having conversations that my Maria said she doesn't have the will to live.
Oh my God, stop. I'm not suicidal. I feel so 3D lately, like so 3D. And I just want to escape. But about Joe Rogan, love you, but Theo is just as much CIA as Joe is. And this is some Operation Mockingbird schism, in my opinion. Everything boils down to the two-party system, whether it's male versus female, rich versus poor, left versus right. So I think Theo and Joe are just creating a little two-party system there, to be used in the future as necessary.
I saw him live on a comedy show. He's not really funny. Like, his podcast is funny. His comedy show was not it. Like, I was just there. I'm like, where's the funny? And wasting my life for no reason.
Do you think he has a wig?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Weave. Come on, guys.
Probably.
Bigger and bigger the bigger his career gets.
Yeah, it's getting more flat iron and
It's
floofy.
very, very Farrah Fawcett.
It's giving, he's probably like actually bald under there.
It should be
That's a
mentioned that Theo
sew-in.
Vaughn is an MTV kid. Like in that way. That all of MTV kids. Same as Christina P. Shout
Right,
out.
that was Road Rules, right?
Yeah, I think he was Real World and she was Road Rules, but then they both did a Road Rules Real World together. Remember they used to have the Road Rules Real World challenge and then it just
Yeah.
became the challenge. But same with Sean, our transportation secretary, Sean whatever, who's married to Rachel Campos. They're both Real World alum. Or he's Road Rules, she's Real World, but she was the one that dated Puck.
Campost? Like
Is her last
compost?
name Rachel Campos, yeah, and his Sean something, and someone will put it in the chat.
How did Puck not get AIDS? And I don't mean from Pedro, but just from being
Just
Puck.
in general, just being bloody. And Pedro was like the first person with AIDS in our lives.
I remember Pedro died. I think I was in like 5th grade, and then they started teaching everybody about AIDS blankets, like in elementary school.
This is the
I
kind of
just that
conspiracies
whole thing. I
want.
just remember Puck eating cereal with his fingers, and I was like, cringe.
Theo Vaughn is Chris Farley. Like that's just the kind of stupid conspiracies that I'm just like, I've heard it all. All the rabbit holes have been dug, and here we are.
You were looking to make up a conspiracy the other day, so there's one for you to run with.
What's
My
this
br-
weird one with Kevin Hart and this white guy? Hold on, what was his name?
Kevin Hart.
Like from the road?
Yeah.
Is Puck still alive?
Oh,
I'm gonna look.
That would be interesting.
Puck David Rainey. Yep, he's still alive.
What does he look like? Does that show?
I'm gonna pull him up.
Good.
I'm gonna pull up his wiki. I'm surprised.
We should monitor the Congress, big politicians that are traveling very openly in the coming weeks, because whoever comes back from somewhere abroad will be the one to get the PSYOP virus.
Oh, well, all the politicians are coming back from China.
Also, I just if you believe in the power of words and like the mockingbird aspects of everything, but didn't they just kill off Spirit? Like now, like Spirit is no longer flying. Like just saying that out loud in a
Yes.
sentence, like Spirit
Yes.
doesn't exist anymore.
Okay, so apparently Kevin Hart and this guy David Watley, and I think there was like a line referencing to like Kevin Hart being a white man, and David Watley is supposedly Kevin Hart's stunt double in one of those movies. Which movie was it? I'm trying to fucking
Who cares?
find the name of the movie.
What the conspiracy
There's
is
like
that
a
Kevin
white
Hart's
even
actually
know.
white.
Yeah. It's just some weird conspiracy and that I don't know. It's just all kinds of weird shit. But he's like an albino, like that kind of white, like albino. And that his stunt double is David. I just said his name, and there's a whole rabbit hole concerning that. And the fact that who was that guy who mentioned it? Cat Williams said
Oh,
it
yeah.
live. He's like, "You're just a white man, short white man." I was like, "Huh," and that just exploded
Now
on
I'm
the internet.
googling Kevin Hart albino.
Or David, what was the name? David W.H. like Watley, WHATLEY. It's just
I
weird.
don't know.
I don't
That'll
know.
have
either.
to be that'll have to be another rabbit hole. White Kevin Hart. All right. Well, Thomas, you are doing stuff this week. Did we talk about all of it?
Yeah, just stop by my YouTube channel at 3:30. Of
And
course.
you'll find something enjoyable there. And we love you guys so much. And we love that my Maria came and hang out with us for a wee while. And we appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week. And if you need to turn it down, because Juliette Lewis comes hard. Can you save us, Britney Spears? Can we be saved? God, why is Satan controlling the universe?
Here comes the Here comes the world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cults, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys. The world we used to think we knew is constantly exposing woo. Our possibilities come true. So what we do is call out to the good guys, good guys. Witches, widows, MAGA, mystics, entertaining cunnilinguists, good guys. The forum of the quorum needs a secretive society to advance our philosophies intentionally, magically, good guys. Conspiracy, sex, cults, Jamaicans, it's okay to change your thinking, good guys. Good guys, good guys, good guys.
You want the bamba? You want to cheer with the big boys? Some of the most kitty with the earth, with the other bat, with the drunk cup. Ah, here. Let me see how the thing goes.
You're still here? It's over.